Today I'm going to show you guys 3 drum bounce secrets industry producers are using and you're not. What's going on, guys? Before we get started, I just want to say this is the first video inside of the new house. As you guys can see, we got a whole new spot set up here. As of today, I'm officially on my paid time off from my real job. I'm going to be posting every single day for the next week. Hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for all that, because you guys are about to get hit with a content overload that nobody asked for, so get ready. I'm just going to go ahead and lay down a melody first. I'm actually going to pitch this whole thing down, I think about 6. Yeah. Alright, now it's time to add the drums on this. So normally when I'm doing drums, I start off with a 2-step hi-hat and go from there. And I'm going to go and throw a clap on here and just listen for breaks. So basically I'm going to go into this 2-step hi-hat pattern, and I want to basically delete as many notes and not take away from the bounce. I'm also adding in a couple rolls here. You want to try to only move in increments of the 2s. So basically every bar inside of every bar inside of each measure. I could do a roll on this one, and I could do a roll on this one, but it's gonna sound bad if I do a roll on like this one or this one or this one. So a lot of drum bounce is the feelings of stuff. So for a long time when I was doing my drums, I didn't mess around with the velocities. I didn't really mess around with like moving placements like that, or just adding little subtle adjustments. And that is really what like makes and breaks the drums. It just adds a realistic feel and a realistic bounce. And that, in combination with all the other things that I'm going to say in this video, that is what genuinely makes the bounce of the beat. I'm gonna choose a little bit more harsh of a hi-hat. There we go. After I have the hi-hat and the clap down, then I like to do the 808 and feel the actual bounce of the beat out, and then you can go in and adjust everything else and build around that. So there's a couple common bounces, but every single time I used to add an 808 to my beat, this is how I would start it. And it sounds good, but it's just basic and everybody does it, so I would recommend doing something else other than to start off the 808. I'm gonna go with just 2. I try to use as many slides as I can inside of the beats. Subtle things like that, like a slide is good, but if it's too obvious, then it's no longer good. It'll stand out too much, if that makes sense. And now I'm gonna move these up to F. And I'm gonna copy that same slide over there to keep that similar bounce. our brains get satisfied when we hear the same thing again. So as many times as you can do that without it being repetitive and keeping it subtle is going to be good. I could move this to, say, right here. So then it's... And then I'm going to actually move this one down to the root note and bring that up. So if you have to keep similar notes in the 808, it's best to do little things like the 808 slides and the octave changes in order to just add more energy to the simple patterns. That's basically the most important thing, is keeping it simple and adding as much as you can without changing the fact that it's simple. And I'm actually not too satisfied with this 808, so I'm going to bring the melody along with that 808, and I'm going to pitch it down by another 3 semitones. Now, there we go. Starting to get some good bounce there because the 808's filling up all the dead space. Now I'm going to take an open hat and I'm going to fill in the spots in the hi-hat that have breaks. So I could do one here, I could do one here, and I'm just going to basically put open hats in those spots and see which one sounds better. And if none of them sound good, then I'll just delete it. Yeah, I fuck with that. And so when I do a backup rim like this, I always am careful because it's so easy to just do this every single time, which is put one right here and right here, and then just basically loop that. And like, you know, it's good, but it gets repetitive, and I feel like everybody does that, so I try to mix it up at least a little bit when I'm doing the backup snares. I'm gonna add one up in a higher pitch and be a super low velocity, and then the one where I actually want the snare to hit, I'm just gonna have it be a normal one, and basically that previous snare that hits before is just gonna be a little bit of a build up to it. And then I'm gonna do that same pattern one more time, except now I'm gonna keep that basic step over onto the next measure. So now, as you probably guessed, I'm going to add a kick on it. And when I'm looking for a kick, it really depends on the beat. But a lot of the time, I'm going to want a kick that doesn't have too much high end in it. I'm going to go with this one. And then another thing that's important for the drum bounce is when you go to the kick in the 808 pattern, don't just copy it over exactly. Go into the kick and take out a couple notes, because it's going to make it like, if I have the kick hit on every single one, they're all going to hit the same. But if I take the kick off on this one, it's going to hit hard right here, and it's going to hit hard right here. So let's say I want it to hit right here, and then we'll let the 808 do its thing for that slide, and then we'll have it hit right here again. And then we can even maintain that same pattern over, because this kick also hits right here too, and that's when it goes into the 808 slide. So we can keep it like that. And now this kick is literally on the same simple pattern. And I'll add a double on this one just to make it a little bit more interesting. And it's not an exact copy of the 808, but it's still hitting in the same spots. There it is. And I'm going to lower the... I'm going to lower the velocity of this kick that hits right before it, because it doesn't hit with the 808. But I like doing that sometimes, is bouncing the 808 and the kick back and forth. I might actually add another one of these kicks right here. bounce it back again. Alright, and the next thing that is super important for drum bounce that is definitely overlooked is mixing. The actual bounce of the beat can be improved a lot afterwards, or after you mix it, rather. So this is a problem that I had, where I would finish a beat and then go to mix it, and then after I mix it, there's more open space, but I already told myself like the beat was done, so I don't go back and add anything else. I don't know, but that might not be a problem for you, but I just want to say it, put that out there in case anyone was experiencing it the way that I was. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and mix it now. So the way that I like to mix it is you want to start with the 808 first. I like to solo it. And I like to just get that 808 in a good spot. So we're, you know, loud, it's not clipping too much. I'm going to go ahead and take out the everything below 30 hertz. And then just like I say here, like that high end of the 808, it carries a lot when you have a simpler melody going like this one. That high end of that 808 just carries a lot of the dead space. So if I were to cut it out with this EQ, it's just not going to be the same. And I always make the kick mono. And then I want to EQ the kick as well. See how when I take out everything below 30 hertz, it makes it just hit right there. Then I take out probably everything up to here. Maybe, yeah, right here. Boost that just a little bit, and then lower the kick so it's not quite clipping as much. And then I'll turn on the clap after that, or the snare. And you basically don't want that to be any louder than the 808. And now, because there's a little bit more space on this, I am hearing a very, very slight reverb on this clap. Yup. Now we're gonna do the backup rim, and you're basically just gonna mix that relative to the clap. Then you're gonna turn on open hat. Last, you're gonna turn on the open hat, or the hi-hat. And I'm gonna try to bring it down. I want it to be below this open hat. So I'm going to turn this open hat up a little bit more. And then I'm going to add another open hat on here that hits on the 1 and the 4. And I'll drop that on the first one here, and then I'll just go in the piano roll and copy it over after 4 bars. Send that to a mixer track and adjust the volume of that to be just above the hi-hat. And then you want the melody to be close to the hi-hat, but not quite above it. And there it is, folks. And that's pretty much everything for this video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to drop a like down below and comment some stuff you guys want to see, because like I said, the next 7 days it's going to be an upload every single day. Got a week off from my you know, fast food job, so yeah. I'm making music. So please give me money so I can quit my fast food